Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Sharan. In this video tutorial, I will explain using Django REST framework how to insert records the selected drop-down value into MySQL PHP MyAdmin database. And here we got the final output. Notice the header tags below that horizontal line and one drop-down list control which contains all the color names and one button control. Before insert the records, first we'll check the table colors contains the red color. Now we'll insert, let's select the purple color I want to insert. Click insert record. The record has been inserted successfully. Let's check browse. So here we got the purple color. Let's check again. This time I'm selecting blue, insert color. Let's browse the table. See, here we got blue color. That's it. We have inserted the selected drop-down value into MySQL database using REST framework. If you are a first-time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before creating a new Django web application, first we'll check the table in PHP MyAdmin database, which is MySQL server. The table name is a colors which contains two columns, color ID and color name. The color ID column is the auto-generated column and the color name is where we can store the color values. And this table I have created in the database line. Now let's create a new Django web application. Before creating a new Django web application, first we require one folder. So I'm creating a new folder in this new volume E drive. I click the mouse, go to new and select folder. And the folder name is Django REST drop-down list insert. Let's browse this folder. Right now this folder is totally empty. Now we'll create a new Django web application in this folder. I'm using Visual Studio Code to create a Django web application, but before that we have to add the folder name which we have created in the E drive. For that, go to file and select open folder, and the folder name is a Django REST DDL insert. I have selected that one, then click button control, select folder. And here our folder is successfully added to our Visual Studio Explorer. At the right side we got the welcome page. Let's close this welcome page. As we know that this folder contains right now empty. I will create a new Django web application in this folder. For that, go to view and select terminal. The terminal, which is nothing but a PowerShell or command prompt. Now here, if you notice the path is E drive, this is nothing but our folder name. Let's create a Django web application, Django-admin start project, and the project name is DDL insert. DDL is insert is my web application name. So after creating a project, notice here the project is successfully created. Let me expand this application. In this application contains one subfolder and one manage.py Python file. Let me expand this subfolder also, and this subfolder contains some Python files, settings.py, urls.py. All these files and folders has been created automatically when I create this project DDL insert. So after creating a new project, next we'll add one models Python page into our subfolder for application. Select the subfolder for application, right click the mouse, click new file, and the file name is a models.py. And here we got our models.py page. Now this models.py page contains a class with properties and our table name. So before that we need to import the necessary class, which is a models from Django.db import models class. After that, let's define a class called colors model. Add models.model, then colon. The properties, if you check in our table, this colors table contains two columns, color ID and color name. The color ID is auto-generated column, so I don't require this color ID, but I am creating a property for this color name. color name is equals to models dot char field, the data type is max underscore length is equals to 100. After that, again we'll define another class for to declare the table object. So db underscore table is equals to, between double quotes we'll add our table name. The table name is a colors, so just copy that one and paste here. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. After creating the models page, next we'll create the serialization class. Again, right click the subfolder, click new file. The file name is serialize.py. Now in the serialize.py we'll add the models and fields. So before that we need to import the serializers class from the REST underscore framework, import serializers. After that we need to import the class from the models page. From the models page is insert the DDL insert which is our application name. The models page, import from this models page I'm adding my class name from the model, which is a colors model. After that, define a class called color serializer. Colors serializer. Color serializer is a class name. Let's add the serializers dot model serializer colon. Then add the meta class. This meta class contains the model is equals to colors model, the class name, and we require the fields also. Fields is equals to, between double quotes I'm adding all underscore double underscores. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. Now we require the logic, so we require the views page, new file, views.py, enter, and in this views.py contains the actual logic to create the API, the REST framework, and also will consume the REST API also in this page only, in this views.py. So before that we need to import the necessary classes from first I'll import the models class. So ddl my application name dot models import colors model. Now I require the ddl the serialize also, ddl dot serialize this page name import. From this import I'm adding color serializer, the colors name, the serializer colors. Then declare a definition, and this definition is colors insert, which is a request method, request colon if request dot method double equals to post colon. So I'm posting the data with the help of color serializers. So let's declare the serialize, the variable serialize object is equals to color serializer. Now this color serializer contains data is equals to request dot data. Then if serializer dot object dot is valid, is underscore valid, I'm validating the inserted values, and this if condition, if the record is valid, satisfied, the validation is satisfied, I want to save that. So serialize object dot save method. Then we require the return. I'm returning the response object, response class. So we require one more class here from REST framework dot response import response. All is capital here. So I require this response class here. The return response serialize object dot data. That's it. Now let's make this function the API, the REST framework. For that we require the decorators, we require the decorators from REST framework dot decorators import. I'm using functional API here, the function API, so I require the API underscore view. So let's decorate with at, and we need to add API underscore view between single quotes. I'm adding, it's a post method because we are posting the data. That's it. Let's save this file. Now we need to configure the URLs. So open urls.py. Let's import the views class, import views, then path, in single quotes, insert color is my API name, comma, views dot colors insert. I'm adding the function name. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now the most important, open settings.py. Now in the settings.py, first we need to install the necessary applications. The first application I'm adding the REST underscore framework, and the second application we require to we need to add our application name. My application name is DTL insert. This application name I'm adding here. Then come to the bottom. If you notice here, the database section, the default database is a SQLite 3, but we are using here MySQL. So instead of SQLite 3, I'm adding MySQL. Let's delete this default database name here. Let's put our database name. Our database name is Lion database. So let's add the Lion. After that, we require the credentials, which is a user. User is the root. And also we require the password. Here the password is empty. Here the password I'm leaving blank because I don't have any password to log into my PHP my admin database. If you have any password, please enter between these single quotes. Now the next we require the host also. Host is localhost, comma, and we require the port number of our MySQL. To find the port number of MySQL is 3308. Open MySQL 3308, comma, and we require the options also, colon. In these options I'm adding init underscore command, colon, between double quotes I'm setting SQL mode. I'm setting the SQL mode is equals to between single quotes strict underscore trans underscore tables. That's it. Let's save this file, save all. Now the second step, before consume the API, first we'll check this API is working properly or not. So switch to the terminal. In the terminal, let's add first DDL insert our application name. I'm adding my application name to the path. So here DDL insert. After adding my application to the path, now we require the python manage.py. To run the server, we require manage.py. Enter. And here, after I run the server, we don't have any issues. Let's browse this server. Control plus mouse click. And here we got the output of that application. See here we got page not found, which is 404 error. But our path is insert color. Enter. This is get method. Get records will get here. And this is a post method. The media type is application-json type. So we require between curly brackets. We need to add between double quotes colon 1, and we require here the first one is a color ID. Copy this one, the column name, and the second one is a color name. Sorry. color name here I'm adding between double quotes, the value I'm adding red. That's it. It's a JSON file. I'm inserting the records. Before posting this record, first let's check. Right now this colors table is empty, no 0 rows. Let's post this record. Post. See, here we got the results is accepted, displaying the records. See the colors ID and colors. See the color, see the values, the red is added successfully. Now the next step, let's consume this API to insert the records from the user interface in Django web application. Switch to the coding part. In the same views page, I'm defining another function called colors save is a function name request colon if request dot method is equals double equals to post colon I'm declaring a variable here which is a color name is equals to request dot post dot get method between single quotes. Now between these single quotes, which is a get method, will enter the user selected value. That value we are getting from the drop down list. So at this moment I'm leaving blank here. Now the next step will create a JSON type data is equals to between curly brackets single quotes, but here we require the color name, so I'm adding the color name from the table column name, color name colon, I'm adding this color name, copy this one and paste here. Now we require the headers also. Headers is equals to, the headers is between curly brackets. If you notice, the content type is the application-json. Just copy this one and paste here. Let's put this between double quotes, content type and the application JSON. Then so after adding the data and headers, the JSON type data and headers, now we require the path, this API path. So for that I'm requiring the API path is equals to, I'm reading the data, this path here, we require the requesters class. So let's import the requesters here, import requesters class here. So now we can able to access the requesters dot, I require the post and posting between single quotes. I'm adding this API, the insert color, and next comma JSON is equals to data comma, and we require the headers. The headers is equals to content type JSON. This variable I'm adding here. So after that, it's this function return and render. So we require the another class here from Django.shortcuts import render class. The render class is used in Django applications when we want to render our templates, which are the HTML pages. We require this render class. So here the render class I'm adding request comma between double quotes I'm adding our template name is index.html. If you notice here in our application we don't have any index.html, so let's create the index.html. I'm selecting the application name, right click the mouse, click new folder. All our HTML templates pages we have to put in this templates folder. So now I'm adding the index.html page in this templates folder. So right click the mouse, click new file, index.html, and here we got our index.html. Again switch back to the views. Let's finish the complete code here. In the else part column, if the records are not posting the data, I want to display the index.html page. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. After saving the file, we don't have any issues. Now open settings.py. In the template section, in the settings.py, notice the template section, the directories. I am joining the templates folder with the base directory. So os.path.join method, base directory, comma, between single quotes I am adding templates folder. My folder name templates folder here. Let's save this settings page also. Save all. Now index.html. Oh, here we got another os.path here. Path. Let's save this file. Save all. Switch back to the index.html. Let's add the doc type. Close the HTML tag. In the header section, I'm adding the title tag. The title tag is selected drop down value into database using Rust framework. We require the body tag after the header section. The body inside the body I'm adding the center tag. Inside the center I'm adding h1 tag. How to insert the, let's copy this one, the title. Instead of writing the same heading, I'm adding here, and h3 Django web REST framework. After the headings I'm adding horizontal line. After the horizontal line I'm adding the form tag. This form tag add an attribute called method is post. Then I am declaring the select options, which is a drop down list element select. Now here is the tricky part, is name is equals to the property I'm adding. Name is color name. The property name is, we need to add in the request.post.get here, the def color save. Let's save this file. Save all. Again switch to index.html. Let's add the option. The first option is select color, and this option is the label of the drop down list, so I'm disabling this one. Selected is equals to for selected true. The next option is red, option blue, option green, option purple. Just for the demo purpose, I'm adding only 4 options in this select element. After that, I'm adding the input type is equals to submit button control. Submit type is equals to button control, which is a submit type, and the value of the button control is insert record. Let's close the button control. That's it. Now the main part, we are posting this form, so the required between curly brackets percentage CSRF underscore token. In Django applications, when we are posting the data, we need to add this line CSRF underscore token. If you don't add, you will get an error. The reason we are adding is when posting the data, It protects our data from the hackers. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. We have done the complete coding part. So we forgot to add the path also here. So path, then single quotes, which is our main default page of our application. Views dot. I'm adding this def color save. That's it. Let's save this file. Save all. Now we'll run this application. Python manage.py, run server. So after we run the server, we don't have any issues. Let's run this application again. Control plus mouse click. And here we got the final output. Notice the header tags below that horizontal line and one drop down list control which contains all the color names and one button control. Before insert the records, first we'll check the table colors contains the red color. Now we'll insert, let's select the purple color I want to insert. Click insert record. The record has been inserted successfully. Let's check, browse. So here we got the purple color. Let's check again. This time I'm selecting blue, insert color. Let's browse the table. See, here we got blue color. That's it. We have inserted the selected drop down value into my SQL database using REST framework